Yo, what is up guys? It's John from Buzi Sports coming back at you with another video. And today we are doing ranking in tier list maker the top point guards in the NBA for each team. So each team's starting point guard, I will be making them into a tier list today for you guys. So hopefully you'll enjoy this video. And also shout out my boy Chris for hooking me up with the LeBron Miami Heat jersey. Thank you very much. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Alright. Starting it off, we have Kemba Walker. Kemba, I'm going to say Kemba is a good point guard. I don't think Kemba is quite a star because on the Celtics, I view Jason Tatum as the best player on their team. And Jaylen Brown, too, I feel like is a similar contributor to Kemba. But, I mean, I'll look and revisit the players that I have on this list around Kemba. That's the first player. So De'Aaron Fox, I'm going to say De'Aaron Fox is good as well. I'm going to say he's a good point guard. He's definitely not a star, but he could be one day. Kings fans, you guys have it rough, but De'Aaron Fox is one of the only bright spots for your future. Kobe White is an average point guard right now. He's obviously very young and still rookie, could become better and higher up on this list as his career progresses. Steph Curry, that's an easy one, elite. Steph Curry's definitely an elite point guard in the NBA, no doubt about it. Probably the best point guard in the NBA, maybe even the best point guard of all time. Rajon Rondo, meh. He sucks. He's old. He can't do much anymore. He's way past his prime. He's looking like a ninja turtle. And yeah, Rajon Rondo is not that good. John Wall. John Wall, to me, is going to be going in good because of the fact that he's injured right now. But if he wasn't injured, I would definitely put him in star because I love John Wall's game. Next up, we have Colin Sexton. And Colin Sexton is going to be average because he puts up good stats. He's still very young and he could progress on this list. But I don't see Colin Sexton being a star point guard ever in his career. And yeah, he can score, but his defense is a little lacking. His playmaking is not the best, so that's why I have him in average right now. Malcolm Brogdon is definitely a good point guard in the NBA. He was putting up some very nice numbers, having a good season for the Indiana Pacers before the coronavirus came to fruition. And he was a big loss for the Bucks in the offseason. Next we have Mike Conley. Mike Conley is meh. Like that's gonna be a surprise to a lot of people, but Mike Conley's had a garbage season for the Jazz this year. He was a very hyped up signing for them. People thought that him and Donovan Mitchell were gonna make noise. He's just past his prime. He's not very good anymore. He's an older player and he's getting overpaid, and it's unfortunate for the Jazz because if they had gotten Mike Conley from a few years ago, they could have had a really, really good team. But they're fine, and Mike Conley is being carried on the Jazz. Next, we have Kyrie, and in my opinion, Kyrie's not a star. I'm going to put him in good. I don't think Kyrie's a star point guard because of the fact that without LeBron, he's never won in his career. Wherever he goes, that team becomes cancerous, and they can't win. He's a horrible leader. He's good, he's talented, he can score, but if he's cold, you're not going to win because he's going to shoot 30 times a game and he's going to make 6. So I'm not a Kyrie Irving fan at all. Next we have Ricky Rubio, average. Ricky Rubio's been an average point guard pretty much his entire career, which isn't really a bad thing, but you know what you're going to get with him. Maybe 15 points at the most, around more like 10 points, 10 assists. Plays average, okay defense. Nothing really special there with him. Dennis Smith, meh, he's been a bust. If there was a lower ranking here, I would put him in the bust category. DJ Augustine, meh. DJ Augustine's best moment in his career probably came when he hit that shot against the Raptors. But he's below average point guard in the NBA. That's enough said. Reggie Jackson. I'm going to say Reggie Jackson is meh. And that might be a little harsh on Reggie because he can still play well. He can still score, but I don't think Reggie Jackson at this point, would I take him over Colin Sexton? No. Is he better than Ricky Rubio? Will he do more for the team? I don't think so. And definitely Kobe White is a better shooter, better scorer than Reggie Jackson. So, I don't know. I've seen like Reggie Jackson and Dennis Smith are kind of similar. Next, we have Ben Simmons, and I'm putting him right in the star category. I definitely believe Ben Simmons is a star point guard in the NBA. Not quite an elite point guard yet, but he can definitely get there with some improvements in his game and as he gets older. Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe is an average NBA point guard. He is probably one of the better average NBA point guards on this list, but he's definitely an average. He's not as good as Kemba, De'Aaron Fox, John Wall, any of those players, in my opinion. Next, we have Russell Westbrook, and this is a little bit difficult because I don't think Russell Westbrook is an elite point guard, but at the same time, you know what? I'm going to put Russell Westbrook in elite. I think Russell Westbrook's stats, you definitely have to give him the credit for that. This year, he's having a great season. He's an elite point guard in the NBA. And hopefully, one day the Westbrook fans will be able to celebrate a championship that he brings them, because he hasn't been able to do that yet, which is why I hesitate at putting him in the elite category. And his playoff woes have been pretty bad. So next we have Jeff Teague. He's definitely meh. Jeff Teague is not that good. He's just Jeff Teague. He's just not that good. Kyle Lowry. Good. Kyle Lowry's a good NBA point guard. He's probably the worst good NBA point guard in this tier, in my opinion. But he still deserves it over Kobe White, Bledsoe, guys like that. Terry Rozier sucks. If there was a more lower list than then he would definitely be on it. Terry Rozier is underachieving on that Hornets contract. Devontae Graham is better than him, making way less money. And yeah, Terry Rozier is not scary Terry at all. He's basically just a baby. Damian Lillard, definitely an elite point guard in the NBA, and Damian Lillard's definitely better than Russell Westbrook. But I'll put them in the same tier because Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, and Russell Westbrook are probably the top 3 point guards in the league. Damian Lillard is clutch. He's a great shooter. He can pass. He can drive to the rim. He can do it all for your team. Damian Lillard is a point guard that any team would want on their roster, and he might get hurt in the all-time rankings just because of the fact that he has been in Portland for so long and they haven't been able to really get a lot of talent around him. But Damian Lillard is a great NBA point guard. Next, we have Lonzo Ball, and I'm going to put Lonzo in average, even though I could see Lonzo going up to good at the peak of his career because he's a good defender, and he started to play more offensively with the Pelicans after he got traded. As far as his shot goes, and his chemistry with Zion was looking pretty nice. So Lonzo is definitely an average point guard right now. Chris Paul, star. Chris Paul is 37 years old, and a lot of people wrote him off at the start of the season, but he's still a star point guard. And he was putting up great numbers for the Oklahoma City Thunder, basically carrying them, guiding all their young players to the playoffs, and he was doing a great job before the end of the season. So he definitely deserves the star category over guys like Kemba, Kyle Lowry, Brogdon, everyone like that. Patrick Beverley, average. He's great on defense. He can shoot an open 3, but other than that, not much else. Not much else you're getting. Ja Morant is good, and I was tempted to put Ja Morant in star, but I think that's way too early considering all these other guys I have in good. Ja Morant is a great NBA point guard, and one day he might be even an elite NBA point guard. But just because he's a rookie, I can't put him any higher than good, and I think that's a good rating for him. Jamal Murray. Jamal, you gotta shave. Just do. You gotta shave Jamal. Anyway, aside from that, Jamal Murray is average. I don't think he's really that good. Jamal Murray can score. He can't play any defense. I mean, what does Jamal Murray really do that much better than Eric Bledsoe? Jamal Murray's not better than anyone on this good tier. Definitely not. So average it is for Jamal Murray. Next we have DeLon Wright. DeLon Wright had a pretty underrated season for the Mavericks. if you look at it. He played pretty well this year, but I'm going to put him in meh anyway because I don't see myself picking DeLon Wright over any of these players that are in the average. No, I'm going to put him in meh. I was going to say maybe he's better than Rubio, but no. Dejounte Murray, average. He was supposed to be a breakout candidate this year for the Spurs. It really hasn't happened for him. And I'm going to put him in average just because of the fact that he's coming off an ACL tear. But if that weren't the case, he might be in meh. He hasn't had a great season. Trae Young, definitely a star. Trae Young has emerged as a star point guard this season, and I think he will be an elite point guard one day. He's just a sensational player. 30 points a game, 9 assists, and he's doing his best to try to win every single night for the Atlanta Hawks. He just doesn't have a ton of teammates to help him out, which is why they're at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. And then to wrap it all up, Goran Dragic is meh. He's not that great. Not much more to say about him. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm interested in doing a lot of these tier list videos for you guys. I'll probably do one for each starting position, going through shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. And with that being said, I'm John, Buzi Sports, out.